What's up, everybody? Welcome to SkinClub community and YouTube channel. My name is Peacemaker, and today we're gonna talk about another season of ESL Pro League, season 22. I just love this tournament. Like the tournament format, where it takes place in Stockholm, Sweden, the vibes in general of this tournament, the tournament environment where usually have that chill sofa environment where players can jump in, they can cast games, they can do interviews, they can participate, interact with the viewers, interact with each other. I don't know, I just love it. And yeah, I mean, we have another season, and it's usually a long tournament as well because of the format. We have the stage one, which is the main focus of this video for now, and then later on in October we will have the tournament itself, right, the main event. But I mean, the stage one is pretty stacked, not gonna lie. Like, we see some of the names that we have there. Furia, G2, both of them actually winning big tournaments recently, both of them in stage one in Pro League. That should give you an example of how stacked and important this event is, right? We have Gamer Legion, we have Heroic, 3D Max without Maka, if I'm not mistaken, right? He won't be there. I think they're gonna play with Nivera. We have Virtus Pro, we have Astralis, Bait, NRG, who's been doing really well recently in NA. We have Fluxo, Lin Vision, Rooster, TNL, who has been acquired, right, by Inner Circle, if I'm not mistaken. We have M80, Legacy, who hasn't been doing that well lately, and then we have Hotto. Some of these names are relatively new for all of you guys, I'm pretty sure. And majority of these teams, or a lot of them, has this tournament as one of the last chances to actually make it to the major. So for some of these teams, it's literally do or die. They're gonna give their absolute best to upset. And talking about upsets, like what a crazy second season it has been, right? Like, there's a lot of upsets happening, a lot of crazy stuff happening, a lot of match fixing and stuff like that happening. Tier 2, Tier 3, Counter-Strike. But this is LAN, and this is not Tier 2, this is not Tier 3. And if you cheated online, if you're doing illegal stuff, you're gonna be caught, because you're gonna feel nervous, you're gonna shit your pants on LAN, and you're gonna look really bad. And I hope that's not the case for any of these teams, because, let's have a fair environment, let's have fun, and let's have a good tournament. And with that said, we can start talking about tournament format. And usually I do like long videos where we do the tier list and all of that, but I prefer to do that in the main events, So what we're gonna do is, let's wait until the main event, let's wait until the next big tournaments that we're gonna have in the next month, and then we're gonna be back with the tier list. For now, I'm just gonna talk about the tournament format, give you guys my general perspective on like who are the favorites and why, and all the kinds of things, and I'm just gonna say who I think goes through, and that's mainly it. All right, so let's do it. So here we have ESL Pro League S22 Stage 1. Tournament dates September 28th until October the 2nd. 16 participating, Stockholm, Sweden. Everything on LAN, obviously studio, no stage or anything like that. We have Furia, who just won Fisher Playground. We have G2, who won a Blast event. We have 3D Max with Nivera. We have Astralis. Been doing all right lately. I sort of expected them to do better, but definitely one of the strongest teams out of these teams. I definitely see Astralis going through, by the way. Virtus Pro, who just had a roster change. Toro coming in, one of his first events, right? They already played at Fisher. They look very well, to be honest, but it is what it is, right? New IGL in Perfector and everything, so it takes time to get adapted. Gamer Legion with a new roster as well, the bot for Hypex, right, coming from BetClick. I'm honestly glad they got rid of Kersey. Sorry about it, but it's like, I don't know. That guy is definitely not ready to play on Tier 1 CS as of now. So I'm glad they brought Hypex. We have a Heroic with Alkarin, which, by the way, has also been kind of hit or miss. I have low expectations out of this team, not gonna lie. Like, what they showed me so far with this roster after they lost tenure hasn't looked that great. Well, I hope they surprise me, but so far not good. Legacy themselves, like, from what they were capable of doing at the major, to what they have shown so far. Not good at all. M80, no roster changes. League Vision, no roster changes. Bait, we already talked about them, and Bait as well. Like it just feels like this team doesn't connect when it comes to LAN, right? Like I don't know if they get nervous or what it is, but yeah, whatever. We already talked about NRG being great online. Inner Circle, as I said, it's TNL, right? They have been announced just recently. That's why my graphics weren't updated. We have Hotu with Norbert in the roster, and a lot of these players here, like a lot of people think that they might be cheating online. Frontalis is, if I'm not mistaken, he came from Hesta, right? One of the teams that everybody thought he was cheating. So really looking forward to see Frontalis on land. Duque Fissura as well has been playing really, really well lately. We have Fluxo coming, representing Brazil, one of the teams that is heavily fighting for points here. And then we have Rooster from Australia, representing Australia. Anyway, so we have 8 teams going through, and 8 teams will go home. Everybody will get their fair cut of prize pool. Swiss BO3 format, love it, right? It is what it is. We just had a Fisher with the same format recently. A lot of games, long days, kind of exhausting. If you want to be watching all the games, I'm not gonna lie, like it's gonna be like 10 hours to 12 hours ish sessions of watching games. But if you pick your favorite games, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be fine, right? We're gonna talk about the games in a second, but we really have like, actually we can do it now, right? There's not much else to talk about. Obviously VRS, right? VRS weigh $500,000 from the main event, so a lot of points on the line for this. Map wise, no changes. Yeah, I think we're ready to talk about the matches. So we have the first couple of matches here, which should be happening on Sunday 28. We have Heroic against Link Vision. Banger of a match, by the way, like really close match, I would say. G2 Rooster, I expect this to be just a quick 2-0 for G2. I'll be hella surprised if anything else happens in this one. We have Astralis and Fluxo, which, by the way, like as I said, Fluxo is going to be doing their absolute best to perform. Some of the maps could be very interesting. I can see a quick 2-0. Not a quick 2-0. I can see a 2-0 from Astralis, but closer than everybody expect. 3D Max Inner Circle, 3D Max without the IGL. I certainly expect them to do worse because of this. I'm sure I'm mistaken. Maka is the IGL, right? Opera IGL or whatever. Like, but anyway, like Inner Circle as TNL has been doing well lately, so I expect them to do some damage, potentially do damage and upset in this one. M80 VP, a match that already happened a couple of times recently as well. It happened in M80 1-2-1, if I'm not mistaken. I also expect them to do well here. M80 is kind of hit or miss as well. Like they did very well recently on LAN, and they went online and they just shut the bed. I don't know. Like M80 is always a question mark. I don't know what kind of M80 we can expect. Legacy and Bait. Well, this game here is completely like it's so hard to predict. Like it's unpredictable. Like you can get the best form from Legacy, and they can just destroy Bait completely and go 2-0 from being a team that beat Vitality and was very competitive recently against some of the top teams, and a Bait who hasn't done very well lately, but can definitely upset a team on the level of Legacy, right? So anything can happen. Then we have Game Elysian NRG, which is also very unpredictable, right? In the sense that, I mean, we don't know what to expect from their new roster with the Game Elysian, Hypex, and all of that, right? So it is. I kind of give an upper hand to NRG here. I think they are the favorites in this one based on the momentum they have as a team. We can just quickly take a look here. Like I think I have a lot of 6 match win streak against fairly decent teams. It's been 3 weeks ever since they played the last official, but still, last time they met was actually in ESL Pro League Season 21. It was a 2-1 close series, by the way, and a very easy train map for NRG. And then we have Furia and Hoto, which again should be a 2-0 for Furia, but you never know what could potentially happen in this one, right? Because it's one of those games, Furia coming from a victory in the last tournament. You know, you never really know what kind of a practice environment they're going to have during this period, if they're going to take it more chill, if they're going to take this very, very serious. How they treat this tournament is going to be a question mark until we actually see them playing again. I personally have high hopes. I personally think that they're not going to shit the bed and play very worse than what they shown in the last tournament, but this is what I expected from G2 when they came to Fisher, and they were far away from the performance they had at Blast. Let's just put it like that. So you never know what to expect. Be careful, because yeah, it's also hard for them to predict how to play against a team like this who barely played on LAN. You know how they're gonna play. You don't know what kind of style they're gonna bring. There's a lot of games they can watch, right? Like this team, Hoto, they played plenty of maps online, so there's for sure a lot of material they can watch. But online to LAN, there's a massive difference, and they are for sure way more favorites than Hoto, from second best team in the world VRS ranking right now to whatever Hoto is. Like, I'm pretty sure Fury is not going to overthink it. It's just going to play their own game, and it should be more than enough if they have Yekindar and Molodoi playing up to their standards. It shouldn't be a 2-0, honestly. So anyway, all right. So we talked about every single game, and I think we are ready to just go through who do we think goes. Actually, pretty sad that we cannot do the PCams here, just to get a feeling out of what potential matchups and everything. Yeah, apparently they haven't updated it yet. There is should be a button here saying like simulator or whatever. But anyway, let's do this. Like, who goes through? There's 8 teams, and to begin with, we can already say that Fury and G2 will go through. That's 2. 6 teams remaining, and then we can put. I'm really scared of 3D Max, even though they should make it, but I'm really scared. So I'm gonna go with Astralis, and then there is Astralis, and then who else? 5 teams left. Let's put I'm gonna put Legacy, even though they haven't performed that well lately, but it was against top tier opposition, right? Falcons, G2, beat Heroic, lost to Astralis. That one stinks. Not gonna lie, lost to Imperial as well. But I think they're gonna positively surprise us in this one. I'm just gonna gamble and say that Legacy goes through this stage at least. So yeah, we have Furia, G2, Astralis, Legacy, 4 teams remaining. M80, a lot of potential. I would say M80 goes through. NRG is gonna be one of them as well, and then there's 2 teams left. From this list, it's a really tough one, because I feel like VP, Game Edition, and Heroic, they're all around the same level. I believe at least one of them will go through. I would be extremely surprised if none of them makes it. So I'm just going to go ahead and gamble here that between these 3, the one that looks better, I'm going to gamble on Game Elysian, the surprise factor with the new player. I'm going to say Game Elysian, and then my last pick, so we have, hold on, Furia, G2, Astralis, Legacy 4, Game Elysian 5, M86, NRG 7, and then the surprise of the tournament, let's say that Inner Circle will somehow make it. And that's going to be 8 teams, right? So we have 1 team from all the way in the bottom here, from the extremely underdog teams. Then we have 2 teams from this list here. Then we have 2 teams from here. Then we have 3 teams from all the way in the top. I think that looks pretty good. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to change anything. I think that's it. And by the way, the team that is going to be the worst in this one, let's take a gamble here. Who are the team is going to be negatively impressing us the most here? Rooster last time they did pretty well. And these Australia teams, every time they come, they do great. So I think comparing like expectation versus performance, I'm gonna say that really Max without Maka is gonna be the one struggling the most. We'll see. But that's what I'm gonna go with right now. And obviously we can pick like Rooster, Fluxo, Hoto, whatever. Like Fluxo is for me one of the worst teams in this tournament. But you never know, right? Brazilians hype when they need it the most. We'll see. But Counter-Strike wise, from what I watched, I would say Flux is probably the worst in this one, together with Rooster, obviously. But yeah, you never know what to expect from these teams. So that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, of course, leave it in the comments who you guys have going through. If you have any other opinion about everything that's being talked about, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.